It's time to upgrade. For so many of us who've had our home phones for so long, Panasonic have unveiled their brand new technology that gives you better range, better quality, better clarity, better battery life, and features like you've never seen before. This is a set of home phones that are smarter, that can alert you when your cell phone rings. In fact, when your cell phone rings, you can now answer the phone on these home phones. It's called Link to Sell, and there's a lot to share with you. We have to put our foot down. There's too many of us who are being scammed every single day with these telemarketers, the scam callers, the robocalls. With easy call blocking, we're gonna make that a thing of the past. DECT 6 Plus means more security. It means less white noise, less interference. Heavens, we'll go up into the attic, we'll go down into the basement, we'll go out into the backyard to the mailbox and know that we've got that crystal clear sound. This is a set of home phones that changes everything, and we don't have to make do. Gone are the days where you have one phone and you got to run around trying to find it. With 5, you'll put one in the living room, and one in the kitchen, and one in the bedroom, and one in the guest room, and one in another room. So now you're never scrambling. By the way, digital answering machine even works if there's a power outage. It has been a huge, huge hit today, because it's the first Today's Special we've had in 3 years on home phones, and it is the only Today's Special that we're gonna have the whole year long. I know that because we talked about it this morning at midnight when I was joined by our very special guest, Lori Leland. We started it together and we're ending it together.
Oh my gosh, good to see you. Your hand is missing.
Who stole my hand?
It was such a hit, they walked away with it. Yes, I know, it was holding the phone.
I loved that bit, Lori.
I know, really amazing. And this is such a great offer. By the way, I just want to show you the box very quickly.
Okay.
This is Panasonic, so you and I love to point this out and kind of reference this.
Show it.
#1 top selling global brand when it comes to home phone technology.
Nobody better.
They truly do it better than anyone else. You're getting top of the line features here, best in class quality, and you're getting everything that you're looking for in this system. So let me just break it down for you. There are 3 ways to use these phones, okay? You're gonna be able to use these with your landline if that's what you've always had and that's what you've always done. You can continue to use them in that way. Maybe you're scratching your head right now saying, you know what, I don't need home phones. I got rid of my landline years ago. No worries, you're gonna be able to use this even if you do not have a landline as an extension of your cell phones throughout your home. What you can do is link to cell. So turn on Bluetooth on your phone, link one time with a pairing process to your home phones, and you can do this with up to 2 cell phones, and then whenever you walk into your house, it'll automatically connect. And then every single time your cell phone rings, guess what happens?
Tell me.
Every single one of your home phones now ring, and you can answer your cell phone call on your home phones. Is that amazing synergy? Oh, and then the last and final way is a combination of those 2 things. So you can use it with a landline and with Bluetooth.
So what
Easy.
we've found is that when Lori says that, for a lot of us, we go, wait a minute, what did she just say? What? Because this sounds incredible. Understand what Lori just said. This set of home phones connects to your cell phone, right? On whatever cell phone provider you're on, whatever cell phone you've got. So when your cell phone rings, it might be in the bottom of your purse or you left it in the car, your home phones will also ring. So imagine your cell phone is ringing, but your home phones are ringing. I can answer my cell phone on here. I press the button, hello? And this is now me talking to the person that's calling my cell phone. Lori, that's a game changer.
I just like how you answer the phone. Hello? You're like so surprised.
It's a nervous
It
reaction.
really is like such a cool feature though. Let me give you a quick tour. So you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 handsets, and then take a look at this base station. So the base station right here is really its own separate phone, Adam, because it has that nice loud speakerphone,
yes,
and it has that dedicated keypad. If you should happen to misplace this handset, guess what? You can use this base station as a virtual 6th handset. So this really is the most robust phone set we've ever offered, with more phones than ever before. And what that means for you is you're not running for calls, right? If the phone does ring, whether it's your landline or your link to cell cell feature, your cell phone, causing all of your home phones to ring. You're not running because now you can have a home phone in every room of your house practically, which is huge. You're getting backlit keys here, so everything is bright, it's bold, it's beautiful, it's easy to see. Big illuminated 2-inch screen right here. All of your command and numerical keys are backlit from within. So at movie night, you guys could be watching a film, you could be, you know, hanging out with the family, lights are dim, you can see exactly who's calling in, you can dial easily if you're calling out. So it really is beautifully laid out. Like you said, big, bold, easy to see, but also nice and loud and easy to hear. And I think that's super, super important. You have so many great features. You talked about it. You've got a digital answering machine built right in with 18 minutes of record time. Adam, if you are still replacing tapes, you need to change out your answering machine in your home phone system because that's old technology. With this, 18 minutes of record time, if someone calls into your home phone system and leaves a message, guess what? You can set this to call you on your cell phone and play the message. So no matter where you are in the country or in the world, you could be getting your messages that are left on your home phone system at home.
How good is that?
Cool.
Again, features that give us the excuse to upgrade. And we did talk about this last night, right? It's such a tiny price. It's $114.99. You're gonna have these for years and years and years. If you do have home phones where you've got tape wrapped around the back holding the battery cover in, let's upgrade to take advantage of these features that make our life easier and better. And this is maybe a great moment to kind of segue to the easy call blocking, because this is something we've heard from you really loudly and very clearly, and something we've all experienced. Those nasty phone calls from scam artists, robocalls, telemarketers, we've all been there. It's awkward, it's uncomfortable, and it's in many cases scary. Every single day, millions of Americans are being taken advantage of, and we have to take back control. We have to put a stop to it. If this is the one and only reason you buy these phones, then it is a great reason. If there is a phone caller that is calling you that you know should not be calling you, has bad intention, we're gonna block them. And we're gonna make sure that they are never gonna get through to you again. And that's why I say, get this set of home phones, obviously for your house, but also think about loved ones. Because, Lori, it's no laughing matter. It is a big problem.
It's a big problem. The scam callers, they are so good at what they do. They're very convincing because it's their job, right? They want you to believe that they need your social security number. They need your credit card number. They want you to believe they've got a good reason for you to give over that information over the phone to these individuals. Somebody very, very serious sounding was speaking to my mom on the phone just the other day. Sounded like they were from her doctor's office. Knew a few of her social security numbers in order, but were asking her for the rest. And she said, you know what, I really think, and she was saying this in her head, but she's like, I really think they should know that. It should be in my chart, or I should give it to them in person because this doesn't feel right. Because she's very savvy, and you gotta listen to your gut. If it doesn't feel right, you block it. Touch that one button right there, that's gonna pull up your menu. So it's gonna show you exactly what the options are for call blocking. You can block a single number. You'll be able to block a series of numbers, so you could do an entire area code if maybe you moved away and you're tired of scam callers. I moved away from the Las Vegas area many years ago and didn't live there for long, and I still get inundated with phone calls from Las Vegas, and I just want to block them all.
You blocked all
at
of
this
Vegas.
point. I did. I blocked the whole state. No offense, and the whole city. No offense. And my friends obviously have my number, and I have theirs, so it's safe. But I just don't want to be spammed anymore. So take a look at this. You can even block unknown numbers. So how many times does a number come in that's been blocked, and you don't trust it? You don't want to have to take that call. You don't want to have to deal with that individual. With this home phone system, it takes care of it for you. And you can block as that phone number is coming in. So if you hear it, because this does have talking caller ID, it clearly announces exactly who's calling. Block it then. Or if they get you on the phone and they're prying for that personal information and you don't like it, you don't have to put up with it, tap that button right here, block it during the call. Or if you think about it after the fact, you can go into your caller ID button right here and you can block the call later. So completely up to you on how you want to use this system, but it keeps you safe in your home. And I'll tell you what, blocking somebody, it's super empowering. It feels really good knowing that you've turned away yet another scam caller.
It's just one of the many reasons to get a new set of home phones. I feel like I'm kind of bullet pointing some of these main features, but Lori and I could spend 2 hours going through all that these phones have to offer, right? What I really appreciate is how user-friendly they are, how easy they are to use, even when you start at the basics. Listen, I want a set of home phones that have a longer battery life. How long is the battery life?
The battery life here is 12 hours of nonstop talk time on each of these handsets, and your standby is 7 days. So maybe you've had Panasonic home phones in the past. I know most of us have at one point or another. Many of us kept them for years and years. We had so many callers calling to the show saying, I've loved my Panasonic phones for 10 years, 15 years. Basically, the reason people want to replace their home phones is because the batteries start to wear out after a while. They just diminish and they don't hold a charge. Instead of spending money to replace the batteries, we're including fresh ones, of course, in your bundle here today, but you're also getting all the newest, latest features. So you can do the upgrade here right now, get all of these great features. And let me show you that link to sell, because this is really, it's a game changer, right? So it really modernizes it. It makes it totally future-proof. So I'm just gonna call this cell phone right here. So you can see, I am getting a cell phone call right here. So see, it's ringing right at the top. So my iPhone is ringing. Take a look at this.
Your home phones are ringing.
Every single one of these home phones are now all ringing. Can you see that? And it's showing me it's coming in on the iPhone. So now if I'm in the kitchen and I'm cooking dinner, I can pick up that handset and I can answer from any of these phones, and I can say, hello, and I'm using my cell phone by picking up and speaking through my home phones.
Now,
amazing.
Again, so incredible, right? We love that feature. So this is what the team are letting me know. We have 13 minutes left. Whatever remains in our quantity will air at 11 p.m. tonight. I also want to make sure you realize this is DECT 6 Plus, more security. A lot of people trying to hack into our phone systems. This gives you that level of security and safety, and also quality of phone call. I also want to speak to anybody out there that is hard of hearing. One of the things you'll appreciate about these phones is the amazing loudspeaker mode. Because it is so crisp and so clear and so loud and defined, I think you'll have a nicer experience. Even to the point, Lori, this will announce who is there. It will tell you there's a text.
It announces who's calling. It announces if you have a phone call on your cell phone. And then finally, if you get a text message, we all know we plug in our phones in one room, right? But you're sitting and relaxing in the other room. How many text messages have you missed on your cell phone because you didn't know you had a text? This system...
Dear husband.
Dear husband has just texted me. Love that. And I can glance at the screen, see it. I get that audible cue as well where it announces it. So I could be, you know, in the kitchen cooking, which I never am because that's Ken's job. But, you know, I could be there with dirty hands and I could just hear that I have a text message. So when it's convenient for me, I just walk over to my cell phone and take a look and see what the message is.
Easy.
But this is brilliant because if you've ever missed a bunch of text messages and someone is blowing up your phone because they need to reach you, it might be that emergency, and now you are connected because your home phones have told you you're missing calls, or you can accept calls, or you've gotten a text message.
It's the first time in 3 years we've had a Today's Special. It's the lowest price we've found in the United States of America, and it is obviously ending. There's no other Today's Special this year, so if you're ever going to buy home phones, absolutely jump on in and get these. Look, you can go to the store and buy a twin pack or a triple pack of home phones. I'd rather have a full set, a full complement of 5. That way you're not picking and choosing. Every room in the house can have its own home phone. So we've covered a lot of bases. Better quality, better clarity, amazing battery life, easy to use, individual keys, less likely to make a mistake when you're dialing a number, smarter features, easy call blocking. We spent a lot of time talking about that. Taking back control, feeling more empowered, feeling less likely to fall victim to a scam. The link to sell is something that once you understand what it is, and honestly, it sounds more complicated than it is. It's just the technology is so mind-bogglingly good. Once you realize how effortlessly this connects to your cell phone, you'll say, geez, because Lori, you don't even need to have a landline to use this.
You do not need a landline to use this. If you got rid of your landline years ago, and we work in a really young industry, there's JoJo on the set, all these fun, young, you know, 20-somethings running around, and they saw these and they were like, yeah, I don't think I need home phones. And I said, but wait, this actually has link to cell technology, so you don't have to have a landline. You just wirelessly connect it one time to your cell phone, and then whenever you walk in the door, it's going to automatically connect. And And then when your cell phone rings, all of your home phone rings, and you can answer here. They were like, what?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Exactly.
I've got to have it. And how many times have you done this? You've been frustrated in your house because the signal that you have for your cell phone is lousy, and you can't take that phone call, or it drops often. For me, I've got one spot in my living room. I talk about this all the time. Whenever I'm talking to you on the phone, I got to be standing with my face pressed against the window in the living room, because that's basically the only spot where I have good cell signal. Just park your little cell phone where your signal is the strongest, and now you've got all of these phones to be able to answer if someone does happen to call you. The other thing a lot of us do, we pick up our cell phone and we get the phone number out so we can dial it into our more comfortable home handset. Because phones get hot, and I joke about this often, but it cooks your face a little bit if you're on it for a while. When you have a home phone, it's a lot more comfortable experience. And when you tap your menu button right here, you can see you've got a phone book built right in. You also have speed dials for 9 numbers right here for the numbers that you call the most. So, you know, your loved ones, your friends, your daughter, your doctors, whoever it is. But with that phone book, you've got 3,000 names and numbers and 3 different phone books, one for each cell phone and one for the home phone system. So you can save any of the numbers from your cell phone. Because of that wireless Bluetooth connection, it'll just pull them right in automatically for you. So now, whenever you want to go and place a call using your cell phone, it's right here for you, all the phone numbers.
So convenient.
Really
so
easy.
Talking of easy, we like to make FlexPay the easiest option when it comes to shopping. FlexPay means for $23, we will send these right to you right now. There's no fees or finance or interest charges on that. We just spread the cost over 5 months. That makes it easy. And of course, free shipping and handling on these, so you'll get them in just a few days and you can start using them. Using a home phone is a nicer experience than using your cell phone. This now becomes an extension of your cell phone. You'll appreciate the quality, the clarity, like we said, the safety and security, like we mentioned, and certainly the value and the pricing that we're able to offer today. You know, some of the products that we'll see tonight, we see regularly. Home phones, we don't see a lot. Maybe a couple times a year do we feature home phones, and very rarely do we have them as a today's special. That's why we are now 70% sold out. So 70% now sold out. We're taking our final orders for the day, for the night. And Lori, one of the things that I do think Panasonic did very well, their menu system is effortless to glide through and to take advantage of all the different things.
It is very simple. All you do is tap menu, you scroll through, you select. That's all there is to it. Panasonic also does something very rare. They put an actual instruction manual in the box.
Yes.
And I appreciate that. So many times these days they say you got to go online to figure it out. And look at what she's doing right here. That's called voice answer. So if you have maybe a loved one who has a difficult time with dexterity and can't really hold on to a phone well, I'll never forget Guy Yovan was saying this about his mom a few years before she passed. He said it's really hard for her to hold the phone. This feature would have been absolutely perfect. All you do is, by the way, only one phone jack plugs in if you are using this with your landline, and that's the main base. And then the other 1, 2, 3, 4 handsets plug into power, and this is the small footprint on that charging cradle. So if you want to set this near you when you're on the couch, or maybe your loved one who does have the dexterity issues, and then the phone rings, they can simply say answer phone, and it's going to put that handset that's closest to them on speakerphone so that they can talk completely hands-free without even touching the handset.
Isn't that fantastic?
It's so brilliant. It's just one of those features you're kind of like, I wish I'd had this for years.
Yeah.
Right?
And there's a couple other things as well. The smart assistant technology, this is going to work through, and we'll do a quick demonstration of that. And obviously, having a home phone that is just easier to use and easier to understand. If you want it to be louder, this is a phone system that delivers that volume. A lot of older phones, Lori, you know, if you've got a set of phones from 10 years ago, you can't compare those to these.
That's exactly right. This is really evolved in terms of the technology. So they're louder, they're clearer. That Deck 6 Plus basically has a range extender. You can step away from the base station from 160 all the way up to 1,000 feet. This is a dedicated frequency, so no one can tap into the line, no one can listen in, which I think is important. You don't have to worry about using the microwave when you're on the phone. You don't get static on here because it is that dedicated voice frequency. One of the other really cool features, and I could literally talk about this this for an hour or more. I really could. There's so many features this has. One of the other ones I really love is that intercom. So your intercom system is going to give you choices here to intercom to all of the handsets, or just the base, or any of the other handsets. And you can name all of these. So maybe your son has one in his room. Maybe you want one in your bedroom. Maybe you want one in your living room, your kitchen. You can name all of these handsets. But take a look at this. I'm going to do an intercom call to all of them, because maybe I don't know where everybody is in the house and it's dinner time and I don't want to have to scream.
Sure.
This is making that little announcement. They can pick up and answer, and you can just very calmly say, it's dinner time, instead of screaming. It's so much more civilized, isn't it?
Well, we need to make an announcement that this is the end of the road for our today's special. We have one more airing at 11 p.m. with whatever remains. The team did just alert me we are now over 5,000 sold, over 5,000 reserved. It's the best value we've ever been able to accomplish. You're getting more for less, and you're getting the upgrades that matter, that really bring home phones into the new day. Obviously, you can see I'm passionate about the easy call blocking. I think it's so critical and so important. You know, for everybody that has been through that situation, we don't like to think that somebody's taking advantage of us, but it happens every minute of every day. You know that to be the case. I was talking to Lori just this morning. You know, if anybody out there who's watching has applied recently for a mortgage, you know, the minute you apply for a mortgage, your phone is going to start ringing and it will not stop. Everybody's going to try and sell you a mortgage. Block them. We're going to block them. Every single one of them. There are too many people out there that are trying to solicit. There are too many people out there that are trying to steal and take advantage of us. It's not okay. And when you have these phones, it just puts that control back into our hands. That, for me, is priceless.
It really is priceless. I mean, if you get on a list, right? Forget about it. It's totally going to drive you crazy. You're going to be inundated. This is going to restore the peace in your home and ensure that you're only getting phone calls from the people you truly care about. So less than 3 minutes, and I've got a few huge features I just want to share with you. Battery backup. So I just unplugged these home phones from power. This handset is supplying power to the base. So leave this right here. Utilize your speakerphone button right there. You're going to be able to place and receive phone calls even when the power goes out when you're using your landline. So that is a huge feature. We've talked about the hurricanes here in Florida often. We were without power for days and days, and my cell phone didn't work for days and days. My husband and I looked at each other and we're like, if anything happens right now, we are completely isolated. We have no way to even reach out to anybody. We would just be running down the street knocking on our neighbors' doors basically at that point. This helps you feel connected. The other feature that you're going to love is that incredible, unbelievable link to cell. So I love that. I'm going to tap this right here and show you. So as that cell phone call is coming in on my phone, it could be Apple, Android, anything with Bluetooth, all of the home handsets are ringing. So now you can grab one, you can answer, say, oh, hello, oh, hi. I'm echoey. I'm very echoey right now. But I'm using my cell phone by simply picking up and answering my home phone because of that wireless Bluetooth connection. So really convenient. One of the other things you're going to love is your digital assistant. So maybe your phone is in the other room on the charger, or in my case, it's always at the bottom of my handbag, buried under all of my stuff. And you know, I miss every call and every text. But you've got your digital assistant button right here. It's a little microphone. Simply tap it. It's going to show you both phones that are connected if you have two connected. I'm going to use the iPhone. What's the weather?
It's currently cloudy and 70 degrees.
So I love that this gives me the information that I need. That simply means even if I don't have my cell phone nearby, even if it's not in my hand, I could do a voice text. I could send a voice call. I can set reminders. I can use my digital assistant even though it's in a different room. Isn't that the coolest? Like, so many really cool features here.
You've got to get new home phones. You'll have these forever and a day. There's no doubt about it. And we can benefit from all the features that this has. Right, as we wrap this on up, Lori will return at 11 p.m. sharp. It will be an abbreviated presentation as we head towards 80% sold out. So congratulations. You just got the best deal going in the United States of America right now from the #1 global leader, and that is Panasonic. Lori Leland.
I love it. It was so great to see you again. Thank you, honey. Appreciate you.
Have a break. I'll see you in 30.
I'll see you in 30 minutes.
Thank you, Lori.
Thank you.
Introducing tonight a